What is going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it's time to review Gurren Lagann, episode 18. I truly do apologize for not being consistent with these Gurren Lagann reviews. I don't dislike the series, obviously. I've never said I don't like the series, but I will say, of all the series I've done from episode 1, I got Hunter x Hunter, Legend of Korra, Yu Yu Hakusho, Young Justice. This is probably my least favorite of them, and it's not that I struggle to find things to talk about, but I don't know, I want to try to make these reviews a little bit more fun, and that pretty much means I'll try to be a little more subjective with my reviews. I'll still point out the objective parts. It'll still be a review, but I'll try to have a little bit more fun with it. We'll see what happens. But this episode, yeah, again, though, really sorry about the inconsistencies. And the next series I'm going to do, I definitely think I'll have some fun with, and I can be very objective with that one and still have fun, so that'll be cool. But anyways, Gurren Lagann, episode 18. We get a lot of story in this one. We get a lot of talking between Nia, or kind of Nia, and Simone, and she's like up on this roof, and he's down here on the ground, and I'm not really sure how they can hear each other, but fuck it. That's a total nitpick. Then we get Rossiu talking to Lord Genome, or the Spiral King, whatever, and he's just ahead, which, was that supposed to be funny? Because that was very funny when he's like, wake up, Lord Genome, and he opens his eyes, he's all intimidating. You know, he's got the Lord Genome shading going on. And then the zoom out, and he just has like this blank bored face, and he's ahead, and then he yawns. If that wasn't supposed to be funny, that is one of the most unintentionally funny scenes I've ever seen in an anime. But that was ridiculous. But yeah, he starts talking to him, and it's interesting because I'm pretty sure Lord Genome and kind of Nia are telling the same story about the Spiral race versus the anti-Spiral, but it's from two different perspectives. When Nia's talking about it, it kind of sounds like the Spiral people are bad or dangerous or whatever, and when Lord Genome's talking about it, he makes it sound like they're the good guys, and that it's the anti-Spiral that are conquering the galaxy and stuff. And that's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure which side is actually in the right. I'm assuming it's Lord Genome's side, because Earth and people, and they're the good guys, but who knows? Nia could be on the right side. They're talking from two different perspectives, telling basically the same story. Then we find out that apparently I didn't even know it myself, but I wasn't joking when I compared it to Majora's Mask, because the moon is going to crash. I believe they said in 3 weeks. So not 3 days, like Majora's Mask, but in 3 weeks. And yeah, they're gonna be fucked. That's like the biggest meteorite like ever. So yeah, you're basically dust. So yeah, it's interesting, and all the people know, because she broadcasted this conversation with Simone to everybody like a bitch, and now everyone's panicking, and Rossiu's freaking out. He didn't want anybody to know, and then they know. We also get an action scene between Gurren Lagann and a couple of the, fodder Gurren Lagann knockoffs, the diet Gurren Lagans. They come in, or off-brand Gurren Lagans, that's a much better way to put it. The off-brand Gurren Lagans come in. They're fighting these, what did they call them? Started with an M, I believe. And they break apart, and, they're going to explode, but then they decide, oh, let's shoot all the little pieces before they hit the ground, and that actually works, but, it's like if they send in a whole bunch of these things, probably not going to work. And Rossiu's like, you know what, let's arrest Simone, because that's a smart idea. Let's make petplatypus hate me even more, because I really don't like what they're doing with Rossiu's character. I understand government is bullshit, and, someone needs to take responsibility for what happened. How about Nia? How about the anti-Spiral people that have been making all these threats? Why does Simone have to take responsibility for this? Why does he have to be arrested? Why not say, you're going to arrest Nia, you're going to find these people, you're going to fight them, you're going to win, Even if you're bullshitting, even if you have no idea how to stop the moon from falling, you bullshit the people so they can be in their little, so they can all be in their little, safe space bubbles and be like, oh, we're fine, the government's got it taken care of. But no. Arrest Simone, the guy who was trying to save everybody. I don't know. It's not like it's horrible from a writing standpoint or anything. I just don't like the direction Rossiu has gone in as a character at all. And Simone, he's still fine. He's still Simone. Yeah, cool fight scene, I guess. One thing about the voice acting, though. I don't really talk about the voice acting much, but Simone should never do the auras, because they sound so awkward. He did like 2 in this episode, and I don't remember him ever doing them before, but that was awkward. What else happened in this episode? I'm trying to think. Yeah, him getting arrested is like the big cliffhanger. There's the fight scenes, pretty good animation there. Surprisingly, the fight scene's not where like the best animation was, actually. It was probably Nia's dress changing into that weird, like, skin-tight fucking whatever, that exo skin thing. Probably just like a suit, but you know. That was like really smoothly animated for some reason. I don't know, was that just me? But yeah, that looked good. Animation overall in the episode was good. The fight scene did look fine, too. I'm not like saying the fight scene looked bad. And I guess I should talk about the spiral power thing, too, because they don't just talk about, like, the war between the two races. They explain that spiral power is, like, evolution. Just, like, pure evolution, the power to evolve. That's why cities are so big, and they're already sending probes to the moon, which I think even I pointed out was insanely fast. Really fast, you know, process, you know, just 7 years. And probably why Gurren Lagann is able to just grow things. It's just pure evolution. Even on a mechanical level, it can just grow drills and adapt, and that's interesting, and it's a cool power. Calling it spiral power is kind of a silly name, but its actual execution is cool, and apparently it can, you know, drives you forward to go to the surface, and you know, it's interesting. I'm curious if they're going to explore it anymore, if that was our explanation, but it was good. You know, it's a good episode. Pretty solid. I don't want to say story progression outside of him getting arrested, but lots of good exposition to I don't want to say move the story, because again, I don't think it's really story progression. It's just explaining things that needed to be explained. So it's kind of like story progression, but it's still, it works. It's good. Like I said, animation, art, good as usual for what they need to be for an episode like this. Music was fine. Nothing too standout. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I thought the Lord Genome scene was either supposed to be funny and very funny, or one of the most unintentionally funny scenes I've seen in at least Gurren Lagann. Maybe not in all of anime, but man, that was just the way you see him all intimidating, and then he's just a head, and he yawns. Like, that was... I kind of hope it wasn't supposed to be funny, because the fact that it's unintentionally funny makes it even funnier, because it's just like, whatever. That's all I have to say about episode 18. So I'm going to give this episode of Gurren Lagann a solid 7.5 out of 10. It explained a lot. Well, yeah, 7.5. A good to very good episode of Gurren Lagann, in my opinion. Maybe like a 7.8. It's not quite a great episode, but the explanations that we get are good. And, you know, it's not anything too monumentally crazy, though. It's just basically explaining what we needed to know. So it is good, but, you know, it's just like a good to very good episode. So that's my rating. But what did you guys think of this episode of Gurren Lagann? You go ahead and tell me in the comments section below. You can also give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you like what you've seen here, click that little bell to get notifications when my videos go up. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.